very best to you, sir. Thank you, sir. We welcome you to carry on with this session. Thank you, sir.
So, good morning, one and all present here. It's a great pleasure, and it's been a great privilege to be part of a guest speaker in 2 days National Virtual Workshop. I have to thank the organizers, starting from the chairman and the secretary, director of the institute, the principal, academic dean, head of the department, and of course the organizing secretary of the Mangayarkarasi College of.
Sir, excuse me. Sir,
Yeah, yeah. Yes.
sir, there is something academic team need to speak about the speaker, sir. After that, they will hand over the session to you, sir.
Okay, fine. Thank you. So,
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Good morning, sir. Sorry, there was some interruption in between. Good morning, one and all. It's a great honor for me to welcome Dr. R. Vetrikarthik and Mr. Anbisivan, who are here to share their valuable information to us. Thank you for your presence, sir. A true teacher is one who helps us think of once again, sorry for the interruption. There's some technical issue here. Dr. R. Vetrikarthik, sir, and Mr. Anbisivan, sir, for giving their presence here to share their. True teacher is one who helps us think of ourselves. The Business Administration Department faculties of our Mangayarkarasi College of Arts and Science are here to prove the Days National Virtual Workshop on Inner Peace in Gandhian Perspective. Explain this with some to analyze all the benefits, pros and cons, and cost benefits of all by this model, our agitation level will go high. This is one example, but in everyday life, we are left with so many choices to decide. When we face an issue, our mind creates waves. When it gets agitated, the amplitude of waves goes high, and when we are frustrated, the wavelength of the waves is reduced, so the ups and downs of the waves is too fast and too high. When we face two or more problems at a time, then number of waves will be more and their intensity will also be high, which leads us into negative impact like mental frustration, anger, depression, anxiety, etc. As we face such problems every day, all these negative impacts pile up and increase in size and intensity like a snowball. Hence, we have to bring back the curves of those mental waves closer to straight line. The saints or spiritual leaders have their mental wavelines at straight line, and that is why they are peaceful. Their peaceful state attracts people, and their peace radiates to us, and without doing anything, we gain peace from them. On the contrary, high pitched, high amplitude, complex waves create so much negative impact, which affects our health and also radiates and pass on to our near and close one, and it spirally spread and affects many others. So, in this complex world of abundance of materials and abundance of choice, the need for going closer to peace is paramount important. We have to follow some methods to flatten the mental curve by practicing meditation or taking a vacation or spending time with family, or we can even practice yoga. Yoga is a reverse method. We relax the body, thereby the mind gets peace. So, in this supersonic world where we get everything, the only one which we do not get or think of getting is peace. So, let us all strive and focus to achieve the flat, neutral, straight line of mental wave, and that is called inner peace. Now, I leave the floor to the expert who would have deeper knowledge and thoughts to share with us in this regard. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your valuable words and information. Now, I would request Professor P. Jagadishwari to introduce the guest speaker of this first day session.
Thank you, ma'am. If your action inspires others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. Said by John Quincy Adams. Happy morning to one and all present here. I am here to introduce Dr. R. Vetrikarthik. His educational qualifications are BE, MBA, PhD in ERP Management, MA in Gandhian Thought, MSc in Yoga, MPhil in Peacemaking and Gandhian Thought, and pursuing PhD in Peacemaking and Gandhian Thought. After 10 years of professional excellence in corporate environment, he stepped into the academic field with the motto of shaping the young minds towards Gandhian principles. To enrich domain knowledge, he had presented many research articles and papers in various international and national conferences. He has been invited as a guest participant in 7th and 8th World Youth Buddhist Symposium, held at Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai, Thailand, respectively. At present, he is working as a guest faculty in the Department of Gandhian Thought and Peace Science, Gandhigram Rural University, and pursuing his second doctoral degree in the Department of Gandhian Studies, School of Religion, Philosophy and Humanist Thought, Madurai Kamaraj University. He is specialized in inner peace, yoga, Gandhian management, and Santi Sena. He is a first rank holder in MSc Yoga, PG Diploma in Scientific Yoga and Meditation, MA Gandhian Thought, and MPhil in Peacemaking and Gandhian Thought. He published 5 books and 19 numbers of chapters in national and international ISBN books, 7 articles in national and international ISSN journals. He participated more than 30 seminars and workshops and 4 faculty development programs. He delivered 6 guest lectures. He also reviewed books like I'm Malala, Nobel Prize winner for Peace in Gandhian Memorial Museum, Library Readers Forum on 28th November 2015, and Santi Sena, a Gandhian Vision by William Bhaskaran in Wednesday book, organized by Gandhi Study Center, Chennai, on 3rd February 2021. He also serving as a member in World Youth Buddhist Society, Chiang Rai, Thailand, Gandhi Museum Library Readers Forum, Madurai, and Wednesday Study Circle, Gandhi Study Center, Chennai. He also serving as an editor in Gandhian Literature Society, Publication Division.
As the chief guest. So how am I to introduce you? I have asked for your profile, but I am going to speak from my heart. The Rashmi ma'am is one of the finest scholars I have ever met. And she is an avid reader. And when it comes to English language teaching and phonetics, she is an expert. I have learned a lot of pronunciations, and I have, the way she pronounces words, it adds beauty to English. She chops it off, and she gives elegance, and she herself is an elegant woman. And I had the privilege of working with her at St. Joseph's College of Engineering, Chennai, and she is one of her kind. Rarely do we find such teachers these days. A dedicated teacher who is very serious when it comes to preparation and presentation. So she has been asking me, a number of doubts. Ma'am, am I to do this? Am I to do that? That seriousness is lacking now. Nowadays, people don't take this profession seriously. This profession is a very wonderful profession that gives that that is responsible for the future of children, future of adolescent children. So we must be as responsible as Rashmi ma'am. And ma'am, I am overwhelmed. I couldn't speak. Thank you so much for
so
being
much,
here.
Suganthi ma'am. Thank you.
Thank
I'm
you,
honored.
ma'am. I'm equally honored, ma'am. And it's over to you. You start presenting. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'll start with a small video if you allow me. Let's
Yes,
see.
please. Yes, please.
Can you hear the sound? Is it audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Okay. My video is audible, right? I'm sharing a video. Is it audible? Kindly let me know.
Videos are audible. Yes, ma'am, we can see the video. Video is not audible, but
Oh, video is not audible, is it?
yes, ma'am. Video is
I think I will just share my screen. Suganthi ma'am, the audio is not audible. Why is it like that? I'm sharing. Okay, fine. What I'm going to do is just give me a moment. Okay, is my screen audible, everyone? Can you just
yes, ma'am. Your screen is audible, ma'am.
Okay, if it is visible, then I can just go ahead with this. Okay, can you see a sloka there? Asatoma Sadgamaya?
Yes, ma'am. We can see it, ma'am.
Okay, all right. So I wanted to play the audio as well, but anyway, let me do it all by myself. Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So let me translate for you. Lead me from the untruth to the truth. Lead me from darkness to light. Lead me from death to immortality. Om, peace, peace, peace. So this is the essence of national education policy, if you ask me. If you ask me what is the nuances, in one line, if I can explain, I think this is what I understand after reading the 66 pages of NEP 2020. Rightly said, nuances of national education policy. And today I would like to, throw some light on how teachers can shape students for new India. Okay, by the way, am I audible, everyone? Please let me know, because due to network connection, it is a new normal. So
Yes, ma'am.
okay,
You're audible.
all right. Okay, thank you so much. So at the onset, hello everyone, good morning, all of you. I'm really honored. I'm really honored to be here. I thank the management of Mangayarkarasi College of Arts and Science for a woman and the organizers, especially my friend Dr. Suganthi Shanmugam, Dean of Arts, for giving me this opportunity to be a part of this wonderful event. I'm comfortable as I am among faculty friends. So this is where I belong. I'm really happy to be here. So let us not waste more time, and let's just begin the discussion, because this is something really serious. Okay, NEP 2020. As teachers, as faculty, as learners. So rightly mentioned, in this FDP program, nuances of National Education Policy 2020, nuances. And one nuance that I picked out was, as a topic of my discussion today, is how teachers, I'm not sharing any PPTs here, because I just want to discuss and get questions, and probably we can, throw some light on some issues, challenges, which we cannot overlook anymore. Okay, so my topic of discussion today would be how teachers can shape students for a new India. Okay, so before I started, teachers, all my teacher friends, all my faculty friends, the teachers, I tell you one thing: let us pat our back, because we, all of us here, we are incredible people, aren't we? Why? Why I'm saying we are incredible people? Why I'm blowing my own trumpet? If we look back at the year 2020, it brought so many, hardships, isn't it? So many hardships and uncertainties. But as teachers, you, me, us, we were effective and efficacious. Now, why am I saying this? As teachers, we learned new tools, new methods. We did not take time moving from offline to online. And this transition was not smooth, because I believe most of us, I don't know about you, but most of us, we are not tech geeks. We are not tech geeks. But we did it, didn't we? Be it the MOOC courses that we developed, we created Google Classrooms, Gmeet links, right? Gmeet links, MS Teams. Some of my friends, they use, WebEx Cisco. We created videos, we edited them, we uploaded in YouTube, we downloaded videos. So we were engaged in flipped classrooms, blended classrooms. We also, conducted online quizzes, games, innovative methods to reach the audience, the target audience, to engage the students in the virtual classrooms. I'm not just talking about urban settings, I'm also talking about rural areas. We tried. We tried our level best in whatever way possible, so that because the show must go on, right? Not to disrupt the learning amidst all this chaos and challenges. Apart from all this, we conducted webinars, we participated in webinars, right? We attended so many, seminars, conferences, right? And not to mention about the NAC work, the IQAC, the UGC visits, the NAC visits, right? All the clerical jobs. But no one talks about, I'm perplexed, no one talks about teacher burnout. But it's okay. We will appreciate each other. We will acknowledge each other and work for the betterment of the student community, students, because they are the future. And I'm talking about New India here, because they are the future, undoubtedly, future citizens. And we are shaping them for New India. But my dear friends, all my dear friends in this forum, one thing, triggers me a lot. I'm perplexed. What makes a good teacher great? What makes a good teacher great? And this question, when I asked my students, and this is how they answered. A great teacher loves to learn. A great teacher thinks like a kid, acts like an adult. One of my students told me, ma'am, a good teacher is kind. A good teacher is kind. And here, why I'm talking about this, I'll share an anecdote with you guys. If you allow me, let me share an anecdote. I was in my 9th standard, flunked in mathematics. So when we flunk, what happens, they put a small red line under the marks. So out of 15, I got 12. So I flunked. My teacher called me to the principal's room. She was my mathematics teacher as well and my class teacher as well. She called me to the principal's room. There were teachers, there were students, it's a huge room. She told me, Rashmi, with a scrunched up face. With a scrunched up face, she told me, Rashmi, you will bring down the name of the school. That one sentence, I felt like somebody has pushed me off the cliff. It is still ingrained in my soul. As if someone battered my soul, someone has fractured my soul. I went into depression, suicidal thoughts came into my mind. And so, till today, I'm sharing the anecdote which happened 20 years back. 25 years back. I still mute your audio, all of you. We can have the Q&A round.
Yes, ma'am, it is muted. It is muted. Vijayalakshmi, please mute your mic.
Okay,
Kindly proceed, ma'am. Right. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So that feeling is still there. And see, look at the irony, my dear friends. I'm still sharing. I'm in my 40s. I'm still sharing that old incident, that anecdote with you guys because it's still there somewhere, right? So to be kind, to be empathetic, that is what the essence, like nuances, essence of the national education policy. To go beyond what we're doing right now. So if you ask me, ma'am, what are the highlights of NEP? I would just say 2-3 things here, which I would like to project. The first thing that NEP, and it reiterates, in the policy for a new India, because what is the plan? By 2030, India will be second to none. That is the plan, and we are very much a part of it. We are very much a part of it. So NEP 2020, all my dear friends, let us not just think about the FDP that we are going to get a feedback link. We'll just click the feedback link. We'll get a certificate and we are happy. Happy go lucky. And life is good. Let us not think about that because we have become machines, most of us. I'm not blaming, okay? I'm also a teacher, I'm not blaming. But this is what has happened. We have stopped to read. We don't read. And someone told me the other way, if you want to lead, you need to read. But do we? But we tell our students, read, but do we? So we have to blame us again. So the NEP 2020, and my understanding, I'm giving my understanding, okay? And I'm sure you have read the NEP 2020 by now. NEP aims to recognize the need to evaluate the higher order skills. Now, when I'm talking about higher order skills, I'm talking about cognition. I'm also talking about metacognition, where we're thinking about thinking, what to think, how to think, what to project. So NEP is the first understanding that I got after reading it is that let us recognize the need to evaluate the higher order skills like creativity, critical thinking, logical reasoning, problem solving, visualization. Not only generating ideas, projecting ideas, sharing ideas. So it's all about collaboration. Choices. So we get choices, it's flexible, we get choices. Not just generate your own idea. Listen to understand, not to reply. Not just to win the conflict, not just to win the argument. That is what I think we should inculcate. Because we listen to reply, right? We need to win the conflict. We need to win the argument. Listen to understand, not to reply. The other thing which I think is again something which which caught my attention was that NEP 2020 it underscores, it underlines, it emphasizes on multidisciplinary learning. multidisciplinary learning, and no, and it has not made any separation, based on, like, something is vocational, something is academic. No. So no such separations are made between vocational and academic streams. So this is how you're going to manage your classroom now. Yeah. To push them for higher order thinking, involve them, engage them. The other thing which came up was digital infrastructure. Now, you like it or not, girls and boys, that's why I pat on my back, because the transition was not smooth. Still, we made it. So far, we made it. 1.5 years, 18 months, we did it as teachers. In whatever way possible. Yeah, there are loopholes. There are, lackadaisical attitude. Still. The other thing which I would like to mention, my dear friends, is that, digital infrastructure. This is not in our hand. Still, we should understand this way, that online education is not going to leave us now. It is here to stay. It is here to stay, and we need to be more, more brainstorming is required for this. I'm talking about the slums also here, right? When digital infrastructure doesn't mean only, a world-class smart classroom and a world-class university. I'm also talking about a school in a remote village of Tamil Nadu, or a remote village in Assam. I'm from Assam, right? So when I'm talking about digital infrastructure, sounds, very catchy, jargon. But we need to create a strong infrastructure for this. High-speed internet in smaller towns, smaller cities, right? Is it affordable? The devices, is it affordable? The Android devices, the laptops, the tablets for the underprivileged students. So NEP is talking about inclusiveness. High quality education to make the resources available online. Yeah. So this is what is NEP talking about for a new India. Because again, I'm reiterating, we should be second to none. This is the idea. This is the aim. My dear friends, the world, if you look at it from your perspective, and we have seen that. The world is undergoing, undergoing rapid changes in this knowledge landscape. Yeah, with various dramatic, scientific and technological advances. We can see the rise in big data, rise in machine learning, artificial intelligence, AI. So, no, this is, we'll have to understand, okay? Because many unskilled jobs worldwide, I'm not just talking about India, many unskilled jobs worldwide may be taken over by robo. You never know. May be taken over by machines. Am I right? So while the need for a skilled workforce, particularly involving mathematics, computer science, social science, in conjunction with multidisciplinary, abilities across the sciences. Let me tell you, humanities as well, which will be greater in demand, now. So for this, what do we do now? What do we do? We are talking about digital infrastructure. We are talking about multidisciplinary, courses. Right? What do we do? So one thing that is coming to, many times it came up in the NEP was flexibility. Flexibility so that learners have the ability to choose their trajectories. Right? And let them choose their own life according to their talents, their skills, their interests. So we are not rigid here. So NEP is suggesting flexibility. Let them choose. We love choices, and as human beings, there is sambar, there is rasam, there is curd rice. We love choices as human beings. If you go to a buffet dinner, we prefer choices. If not this, then this, right? So let us give learners some kind of flexibility, ability to choose their learning trajectories. Next, again, I'm repeating myself. I understand still it is important. So let me again, give this word to you so that, you just think again and again. The word is multidisciplinarity and a holistic education across sciences, social sciences, arts, humanities, sports. What about curriculum content? The curriculum content, because we are the content creators, right? Developers. So curriculum content we reduced, will be reduced in such a way in each subject so that we understand what are the core essentials. What are the core essentials? So that let us make space for some critical thinking, for some higher order thinking, not just, in a small square box. This is the syllabus, follow the syllabus, cover the syllabus. So let us try to uncover the syllabus. So more importance is given to critical thinking, a more holistic approach, inquiry-based learning, discovery-based learning, discussion-based learning, analysis-based learning. Because, when you type something, if you want an answer, what do? You just Google it, right? That is what happens, friends. We have stopped asking questions, critical questions. We don't know how to ask questions. So as teachers, as faculty, I think what we can do is we can push them to ask relevant, significant questions. So now the onus is on us. The onus is on us. How can we make it, idea based? Like I said, how can you make it more interactive? How can you encourage them to ask questions in the classroom sessions? How can you make it more fun-filled classrooms? This will not happen. Let me tell you, and I'll tell you how. This will not happen if we do not collaborate as teachers. If you think, me, myself, this is a global village, my dear friends, we are not going to survive this way. So we need to, our inflated ego, we should keep it aside, right? Collaborative thinking, brainstorming, learning, understanding, relearning, unlearning, right? So again, one word here, collaborative understanding, collaborative thinking, so that we can go, not only us students, us together, we can go deeper for more experiential learning. Sorry. Are we on the same page, my dear friends? Are you understanding what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes, no? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. So the nuances, like your FDP suggests nuances. So one thing I'll have to talk about it. That is in teacher's autonomy. Yeah. In fact, in Kothari Commission also, 1966, they talked about how the character of a teacher plays a vital role. 1966, and NEP exhorts the same, the character of a teacher. Now, we are shaping students, future citizens, and this is a big deal, a mammoth task, my dear friends. Don't take it lightly. So, teachers' autonomy. So, what role do you have to play? Just come to the classroom, teach and go? So, make yourself responsible. What is the role you have? Are you really empowered? Do you get autonomy from the institutions? Are you doing enough reading? Are you ready to take leadership roles? So, I know we cannot directly, we can, help this out, but we will have to be effective learners to be effective teachers. Right? So no one will empower us, my dear friends. If you're thinking, the government is going to empower us, no, we'll have to empower ourselves. We'll have to invest in learning. Because most of the time we feel, they need to learn. The students need to learn. So again, one thing, teacher empowerment. So I cannot empower you. You cannot. It's self-realization. The government cannot empower you. Trust me. Policies will come and go. It is not something new. It came, in the 1966 Kothari Commission, then 83, then 93, right? So you have to participate in activities. Look at school goals. What are the school policies? How do I reach there? Your strengths, right? How to grab opportunities. Now, if you ask me, if I ask my students, what is the meaning of success? They give me so many definitions. But what I understood after 10, 12 years of teaching experience, if you are ready to grab opportunity, that is success. There is no dearth of opportunities, my dear teachers, my dear faculty friends. The readiness, and NEP talks about your readiness. The National Education Policy 2020, it talks about, are you ready? Are you ready to grab the opportunity? So if you are ready to grab the opportunity, you are successful as a teacher, as a learner. So you'll have to engage yourself in the reform process. A little bit of freedom is required, which we don't get sometimes, I agree. We have our limitations. But empowering, we'll have to empower ourselves. We'll have to take leadership roles. Take responsibilities for what we have done or what we will do. Right? For this, and if you ask me 2021, I think nothing can be better than innovative learning, innovative teaching methods, right? We'll have to adopt innovative methods to improve the learning outcomes, which will be recognized, which will be documented, which will be shared widely. Not just me, myself. This is my innovation. I'll keep it to myself. It will not work. So when I'm saying innovative teaching methods, not just for you, for the community, for the teacher community, for the learner community, then you'll find, okay, the learning outcomes is changing. So recognizing, the contribution teachers can make in reforming this pedagogy to improve this learning, outcomes. I think, NEP, National Education Policy, it gives teachers autonomy in selecting, rejecting, selecting appropriate pedagogy, rejecting, inappropriate pedagogy. Yeah. Which is very critical, I think, in this holistic development. Very critical, very complex. Still, we'll have to dive now into it. Right. You cannot enjoy the ocean standing, on the shore. You'll have to dive, right? You'll have to get wet. One thing, again, my dear friends, my dear faculty friends, NEP has, repeated this thing about close collaboration. It's highly recommended, highly recommended. You cannot stand as an island. You cannot stand, okay, I am standing as an island. I will do this for my learners. So NEP helps, to reduce teacher isolation. You cannot be isolated. You are working in a small school, you're working in a big, university, doesn't matter. You will have to create vibrant teacher communities, we'll have to work collaboratively. We'll have to share our best teaching practices. You'll have to share with me, I'll have to share with you, schools, colleges, universities, whatever. Small schools, big schools, we will have to work in close collaboration, my dear friends. Now I'll give you some bad news, okay? Bad news, sad news. Suganthi ma'am, how, do I have some time?
You can talk till 11:40.
Okay, fine.
You have 15 minutes to go.
Okay, thank you, Suganthi ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, so much. Okay, now I'll give you some bad news. I'll just pass across some bad news. I was talking about inclusiveness, right? Autonomy, close collaboration, flexibility. What the bad news is? while this idea of an empowered teacher, that an empowered teacher has the potential to move mountains. Yes, come as a community, we'll go and we'll move mountains. The ground realities are quite different. This is not what Rashmi is saying, okay? This, I was reading a couple of days back about, I think you must have read Justice V.S. Verma Committee Report, 2012. I was really embarrassed actually after reading the report, sorry to say. He says a broken teacher education, he has used this word, I'm quoting him, a broken teacher education system. It seems putting over 370 million children at risk. 370 million children at risk, this broken teacher education sector. And it was found, upon inspection, scores of teacher education institutes were found to have only the foundation stone in the name of infrastructure and 99% passing rate. Now you think, okay, it's very sad. The same report at a later stage, it revealed that, you'll be amazed to know, 85% teachers failed to qualify, this post-qualification competency test. What do you call that? A TET, Central Teacher Eligibility Test. 85%. So, by the way, the NEP is not blaming us, okay? The NEP in no way is blaming the teachers. The challenges and issues post-employment, it ranges from there are many, issues here. Like you can talk about absenteeism, ad hocism, right? Poor salaries, not to mention, right? And one thing which, let me underline it, outdated teacher knowledge. Outdated. I'm quoting him. Outdated teacher knowledge and skills. Lack of teacher professionalism. Lack of teacher professionalism and commitment. Obsolete knowledge, because teachers don't read. This is my understanding. We don't read. We are not, maintaining the trend. So that's what the, Justice Verma Committee 2012, he mentioned. And he has used this very, rude word, broken. Broken teacher education sector. Anyway, but, NEP is not blaming. So instead of blaming teachers for poor learning outcomes in, in Indian classrooms, the NEP 2020 holds these dismal conditions of teacher education. They are holding responsible the recruitment process, deployment process, service conditions. So these are some of the, for this dismal condition, these are some of the issues raised for the lack of teacher quality and motivation. Now, off and on, I'll just share something which, if you allow me, please let me know if I am sharing. I'm just 3 slides only. I don't, believe in. Please let me know if you can see my screen. Can you see my screen, all of you? Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'll just show you 3 slides, okay? Jnana, Pragya, Satya. You can just note it down, 3 words. Just keep this in mind.
Rashmi, I'm sorry.
Sorry?
Sorry to interrupt.
Yes, ma'am.
Screen is not visible, ma'am.
Screen is not visible, ma'am. Just 1 second.
Yes. Now it's visible. See, yes. Now it's. No. I have pinged you, not the screen. I'll check. All the others are able to see.
Okay, is it visible, ma'am? Participants, can you let me know if it is visible, my screen?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Okay, thank you so much for responding. Thank you so much. I appreciate. I just want all my faculty friends to have these three things in mind. I just have three slides. I will not bore you. I promise I will not bore you. That's why I prefer a face-to-face kind of thing, So Jnana, Pragya, Satya. I'll talk about this. Just keep this in mind. Jnana, knowledge, Pragya, wisdom, Satya, the truth. The second slide. Can you see 4 words here? All of you, my dear friends?
Yes,
Takshashila. I think all of us, we are understanding what Rashmi is up to now. Takshashila, Nalanda, Vikramshila, Valabhi. Just remember this thing. Takshashila, Nalanda, Vikramshila, Valabhi. Okay. Jnana, Pragya, Satya. Okay. And I have given you some names of some universities. And we are talking about Ivy League universities: Stanford, Oxford, Harvard, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania University. But no one is talking about that because everything is burnt to ashes, right? Everything is burnt to ashes. And we feel shy to even mention it. Right? We are what we have, we have made ourselves like this. Tamil language, it is known to be the oldest languages in the world, right? It is the oldest, I think. Next is Sanskrit. My latest reading tells me my latest reading that Sanskrit comes second. I don't know how far it's true, but you can see the power of the English language. You like it or not? The power of the English language. We should be ashamed, but we are not ashamed. We are glorifying the language. Yes, whatever reasons may be, let us not give excuses. Let us not give excuses. So, my dear friends, why I talked about Jnana, Pragya, Satya, Nalanda, Takshashila, the rich heritage of ancient and eternal, Indian knowledge and thought cannot be compared. It has been a guiding light for the policy. For national education policy, the best part of NEP. If you ask me, ma'am, what's the best part? I would say yes. At least it has mentioned Jnana, Pragya, Satya. It has mentioned Takshashila, Nalanda. It has mentioned, the rich heritage of ancient and eternal Indian knowledge. And you cannot, there's no doubt that it has been a guiding light for this policy, for us. So, my dear friends, the pursuit of knowledge, Jnana, the pursuit of knowledge, now for us, for you, for me, the pursuit of knowledge, to seek knowledge. How? Read. You have to inculcate this habit of reading, to gather information. What happens when you read? You gather information. Right? So the pursuit of knowledge, Jnana, wisdom, Pragya, wisdom, and the truth, Satya. These things in these way, always considered in Indian thought and philosophy as the highest human goal. Highest human goal. The aim of education. If you flip back the pages of history, if you flip back the pages of history, the aim of education in ancient India was not just acquire, was not just acquisition of knowledge, acquire knowledge, accumulate knowledge. That was not just the only aim of education. Our Indian education system was preparing us for life in this world, or life beyond schooling, right? And for the complete realization of the self, for the liberation of the self. And now, when I ask my students what are the world-class institutions, they talk about Stanford, Oxford. No one talk. Yeah, of course, no, we will know, because it's all burnt to ashes, like I said, right? So, my dear friends, world-class institutions, we had it. World-class institutions of ancient India: Takshashila, I mentioned Nalanda, Vallabhi, Vikramshila. So they have already set the standards, highest standards of multidisciplinary teaching and research. They have already set the standards. It's just we need to look back. Okay. Right. It has set the standards, our ancient India has, it has set the standards. And they have hosted scholars. They have hosted students from across backgrounds and countries. So it is nothing new for us. The national education policy, it gives importance. I'm happy that it is highlighting, it is underscoring, it is underlining the Indian education system. And it mentioned that it has produced great scholars like Tiruvallur, Charaka, Aryabhatta, Chanakya, Panini, Patanjali, Gargi, from my state, Shankardev, Madhavdev, among numerous others who made, seminal contributions. Seminal contributions to the world knowledge, not just India, not just one region. Seminal, extraordinary contributions to the world knowledge in diverse fields. It is, mathematics, astronomy, medical science, Sushruta. We know Sushruta, right? Medical science, surgery, architecture, civil engineering, yoga, fine arts, philosophy, sports, chess. You just name it. Right? So they have had a very strong influence on the world. But if we talk about now, somewhere it got lost, diluted. So NEP 2020, they are now taking out the skeletons from the closet slowly and gradually. So my dear friends, these rich legacies, please don't forget. Study the world, history, your regional history, the history that we are gifted with, friends. So these rich legacies to world heritage, not Indian heritage, to world heritage must not only be just nurtured and preserved in museums. Okay, we'll keep it in the museum, we'll dump it in the museum. No, must not be only nurtured and preserved, but let us project it for our progeny, for the posterity, research it, enhance it, right? And put it in the new education system. Use it in the new education system. That is the aim of NEP 2020. So they're asking us to look back now. If we look back, then we can move ahead. Let me make you understand this thing. I will show you one picture. All my dear friends, I hope I'm not boring you. That is why I'm not going for the entire PPT. I'm just trying to. Can you see this, all my friends here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So look at this. Thank you so much for responding. Thank you. I appreciate. So just look at the picture. This is a picture. This is an image. 14th century illustration. Like you can see, I have given the source, Voltolina, 14th century. Just look at it very careful. Please, all of you, my faculty friends, my teacher friends, please look at the picture very carefully. See, there's a teacher, student, both of them are, hey, you, get out of the classroom. Is this a fish market? This is what our dialogues are, right? And one, dozed off to sleep. Maybe the lecture is boring, or maybe he's not interested, whatever. Now, sorry for the picture quality. Can you see this, girls and boys? Sorry, faculty members?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So 2021 and 14th century and 21st century. Is there any difference, my dear friends? Please respond. Is there any difference? Do you see any difference?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am,
What
in the
difference
first picture,
Mhm.
in the first picture, if I'm not wrong, in the first picture, the teacher has been sitting and the students has been listening to him. The
Mhm.
in the second one, the teacher has been standing.
Yeah. And he's turned his back, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
May I know your name, ma'am? May I know your name?
I'm Dr. Meena, ma'am.
Yeah.
I'm Dr. Meena.
Yeah. Yeah. Ma'am, what I would like to say here, the way my perspective is, nothing much has changed. The irony is nothing much has changed. Now, teacher, we should be a part of the community, the student community. So what we do, most of the time, we think we are not in the community. We have drawn this line. I think it's not fair, right? 14th century, the teacher is separated from the community. So now what happens? The NEP 2020, what the policy talks about is that even this is not fair. Nothing much has changed. The teacher stands in front of the audience, the student community. So we'll have to come somewhere here, somewhere in the middle. Yeah, somewhere in the middle. How? I have been doing this in whatever way possible. So I think this is the best way to be a part of the community. Otherwise, it is difficult. And with this technology coming in, I think it is difficult. So I shall not get into details because I was talking about one picture I just want to show you. Do you see the picture, my dear friends? There's a mammoth.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So this is somewhere in the Ice Age or probably the Neolithic age, right? Somewhere ages back. So even then, they understood the value of teamwork. The value of teamwork. You can bring a big elephant, a big mammoth down to the floor, to the ground, only if you collaborate, teamwork, brainstorming. You're giving signs, you're giving information to the other. So to win the situation, we cannot stand as an island. That is my only humble request. We cannot stand as an island. And this is a picture which I was thinking about this picture. Yeah, this was, taken from a, book where this happened, I'm sure, right? A huge mammoth was taken down by a group of men. So here I understand, as teacher community, we'll have to collaborate, brainstorm together, help each other. Then I think we can bring this NEP, what it aims, and it will be second to none. Second to none. Okay. Now I have a question, my dear friends. Can you learn to ride a bike in a classroom? Can you learn a bike, a cycle, a bicycle? Can you ride a bike in a how to ride a bike in a classroom?
Yes, ma'am.
You can learn how to ride a bicycle inside a classroom.
No, we can theoretically learn.
No,
that
practically
is the
we
problem,
cannot learn in the class.
my dear friends. That is where the problem lies, because this is the cycle, okay, bicycle. Okay, now children, this is the crank of the cycle, this is the pedal, this is the handle, this is the seat. So what do you do, children? You keep force on the pedal and let go of the balancing wheels. The balancing wheels, so let it go off. Let go of the balancing wheels. Put your leg on the pedal, press it forward, and it will keep moving, it will run. So if we make it theoretical, my dear friends, this is where the problem begins. You like it or not, you agree, you disagree, but this is what the NEP 2020, I'm sure you must have read the National Education Policy. So that's what it is reiterating all the time, to engage the classroom, to, make it interactive, to make it in a problem solving, critical thinking. So if you think that everything happens theory now, time has changed, we should understand. Like, talking about the personal cycle, and asking him to understand the nuances of it, I think this is not going to work. You know what happens? Yeah, definitely you can teach him. I'm not saying you cannot. My question was, can you learn to ride a bicycle, or can you teach how to ride a bicycle in a classroom? Yes. But my dear friends, all my faculty friends here, the one thing that I feel, and I'm sure you're going to agree to what I'm saying, one thing is that it will be disruptive. The class will be disruptive. They will be bored. They will be disengaged, because we tell them what to learn, and they are visual learners. They can do things, they can do stuff. They're incredible people, student community, the students, the kids today, they're incredible people. But it's up to us, actually. Up to us. So yes, I also agree, because our demographic size, the size of the classroom, 110 in the classroom. I understand, as a faculty, I understand. Our demographic size and variables may defeat us, however. But there is one common factor that can turn the tide and lead the Indian education system out of its current, what do you call it? Current morass of aimlessness, right? And, push us towards progressiveness. How? If we become a little flexible, right? Enhance critical thinking, multidisciplinary approach, learning technology to teach technology, right? Learning technology so that we can use it in arts and humanities as well, because that is the future, right? Machine learning is the future, data science is the future. So you cannot say, I'm a literature person, I love to read Shakespeare, so that doesn't mean that you will not read about AI. That doesn't give you that liberty that I will not read anything about technology. No, you cannot do that. You'll have to sync everything now. So the challenge is humongous. Because, my dear friends, you will have to think about whether my students, my kids, will be employable or not at the end of the day. Because the machines are coming and the learning landscape, the knowledge landscape is changing. It's very dynamic. The competition is high. So you'll have to produce not just students, you have to produce competent citizens and ethical learners, right? And a common factor is what, my dear friends? Teachers. The Kothari Commission, they mentioned that whatever different factors are there, Kothari Commission 1966, it talked about, the greatest influence a student has is a teacher. So you have to be very careful with the quality of education that you're contributing. Because you're not contributing just to a student, you're contributing to national development. So your quality, my dear friends, your competence, your effectiveness, teacher effectiveness, your character as a teacher, undoubtedly is the most significant. So here we can learn, unlearn, relearn. And to be very honest, even National Education Policy 2020, it exhorts the same, like I said. They are saying that teachers truly shape the future of our children. Therefore, future of our nation. So we are not just a bunch of students, it is the nation. We are in a process of nation building now. So it implies that teachers play the most important, significant role in nation building. Because we are in the process of creating high quality human resource. Don't forget, we are in the process of creating high quality human resource. Where we are creating? In the classrooms. So the onus is on us. So we have a major role to play, my dear friends. We have a major role to play in creating, environment. Rashmi, you will bring down the name of the school. Still remains somewhere here. So we cannot be that kind of a teacher. No one talks about how knowledgeable the teacher is, what content the teacher is giving us, but empathy, kindness, right? So we'll have to be a package, right? So Yeah, we'll have to foster a mindset. We'll have to foster a mindset of lifelong learning in not just 4 years engineering, placement and done, full stop. Because you have the power to influence, my dear friends, all my faculty friends. I'm so happy to be here because I'm speaking my heart out today, because we have the power. We have the power to influence. We have the power to spark curiosity. It's a very noble, it's a noble profession, no? So, how you can develop your students' ability to explore, how can you ask them to ask questions? So this shift, from theoretical to practical, problem solving, reasoning, right? So, this shift, you'll have to try to understand this transition now. You'll have to, pull up your socks. You'll have to learn how to make it interactive. You'll have to encourage them. You have to share knowledge with the student community, with the teacher community. Let them think for themselves. Let them take decisions through activities, whatever. It could be class debates. It could be role plays. For instance, I know you have so many ideas. I'm just giving a couple of them, right? So you'll have to give them opportunities. With the opportunities that you're giving, they will benefit in, n number of ways. Okay? Let them set their own learning goals. Let them follow their own learning goals from an early age. You are just a mentor. You're a facilitator. Lastly, I'll just end my, I think I'm almost running out of time. I'll just request all my, faculty friends, all my, this is my fraternity, so I'm really happy. So one thing, just get it in your mind, that future of work, our future of work will be shaped by technology. You like it or not. Now there is no turning back. Will be shaped by technology. And we are here for, some real work. So we'll have to think how to think. Metacognition again. How to think. Think about thinking. So how to think 21st century skills. Because whatever you're teaching right now becomes obsolete after 2 years, couple of years, or 4 years, right? It becomes obsolete because it's the world is running fast. And we understand the rat race. So as a students, as a learners, or as a child's earliest mentors, teachers, we are best placed to help students develop, right? Enhance their critical skills, critical thinking skills in their formative years. And I'm sure an NEP, National Education Policy, has given us this opportunity to do so. So if you have not read the NEP 2020, I request all of you, 67 pages. We can read it, we can implement it, understand it, and I think we are incredible teachers, no doubt about it. But again, we will go one step ahead of the student. We'll have to be one step ahead of the students, right? So I think I can end my lecture here, right? So let us embrace the spirit of NEP together. We can empower each other. And I will just end with APJ Kalam's a quote that comes to my mind right now is, learning needs freedom to think. I'm repeating, learning needs freedom to think and freedom to imagine. And both have to be facilitated by the teacher, unquote. Thank you so much. I'm ready to take questions. I think I'm done.
Rashmi ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Suganthi here. It was a passionate presentation. I could see passion overflowing, and thank you so much, ma'am. Lot of information, and I'll ask you about Shankardev and Mahadev in person. We'll talk over phone.
Yes,
and you know what, ma'am? I wanted my faculty friends to listen to my best friend who has such an immaculate
was here because, Suganthi ma'am, the person in my entire this life, one person I've met who is a voracious reader, that's you. I learned so many things from you, Suganthi ma'am. You're being very humble, okay? You're being very humble. But, I really, I appreciate, kind of knowledge storehouse that you are. And I'm very fortunate to be here with you, ma'am. Really, I'm really fortunate. I'm honored also to be here. Really, I really loved it. Liked it.
With wonderful presentation, ma'am. Students, if you have questions, faculty, if you have questions, you can ask. Otherwise, you can share your observations also.
Thank you, Dr. Rashmi Bora, for your valuable input on the responsibilities and essence that makes a real teacher and how essential and powerful the part played by a teacher in building and shaping a competent new India. This session was really an eye-opener where we realized that it is a necessity that we still need to learn certain skill sets like critical thinking, adapting to methods of present academic requirements, essentiality of readiness and willingness to learn in this transitional phase of our educational system to achieve the aim that we are second to none. I am sure that we would strive to survive and excel in these changing times. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Now, I would like to invite Mrs. S. Pratibha, Assistant Professor, Mangayarkarasi College of Arts and Science for Women, to propose vote thanks.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
A very good morning to all. It's my great privilege to propose a vote of thanks for this two-day EFDP on Nuances on National Education Policy. I would like to give my start by thanking the Almighty God for making this session a resounding success. First and foremost, I thank our special guest, Dr. Rashmi Rekha Bora, Assistant Professor, the School of Social Sciences and Languages, VAT, who despite her busy schedule has found time to grace this occasion. On behalf of our institution, I extend a very big thanks to you, ma'am, for your valuable and thought-provoking speech. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We are very grateful.
Okay, that is called cowardice. The cowardice is one who afraid to come out of root ignorance. Ignorance zone. If you are not ready to come out, that is called cowardice. And the third thing, one has the fear to live morally and ethically. This is முக்கியம். நான் வந்து ஒரு கோட் ஆஃப் கான்டாக்ட் என் லைஃப்ல வச்சிருக்கேன். அந்த பிரின்சிபல் அதை நான் ஃபாலோ பண்ணுவேன். ஹானரிங் த பிரின்சிபல்ஸ். ஒரு பிரின்சிபலை நான் ஹானர் பண்ணனா இஸ் த ரோட் டு த ஹெவன். அதான் நான் சொர்க்கத்துக்கு போற பாதை. அதே நேரத்தில் காம்ப்ரமைசிங் மை பிரின்சிபல் இஸ் த ரோட் டு த ஹெல். ஒரு ஹெல்லுக்கு நான் போறேன் அப்படின்னா யூ காம்ப்ரமைஸ் யுவர் பிரின்சிபல். ஒரு ஷார்ட் டேர்ம் பிளஷர், அந்த 5th பாயிண்ட் மாதிரி, இந்த ஒன் ஹூ காம்ப்ரமைசிங் இஸ் பிரின்சிபல் ஃபார் த சேக் ஆஃப் ஷார்ட் டேர்ம் பிளஷர். எனக்கு வந்து இப்போ பெனிஃபிட் கிடைக்கும், அப்போ எனக்கு வந்து ஒரு ப்ளஷர் கிடைக்கும். அந்த ப்ளஷர் காண்டி நான் வந்து என் பிரின்சிபலை நான் காம்ப்ரமைஸ் பண்ணா யூ ஆர் த பிகஸ்ட் கோட் இன் த வேர்ல்ட். ஓகே, இஸ் நாட் ரெடி டு கம் அவுட் ஆஃப் கம்ஃபர்ட் ஜோன். ஓகே, இந்த கம்ஃபர்ட் ஜோன் என்ன? ஓகே, எல்லாருமே வந்து அந்த கம்ஃபர்ட் ஜோனை வந்து குழப்பிக்கிறோம். ஓகே, வாட் இஸ் கம்ஃபர்ட் ஜோன்? திஸ் இஸ் வாட் கம்ஃபர்ட் ஜோன். இன்னைக்கு நம்ம ஏன் வந்து இன்னைக்கு சிம்பிள், நான் அந்த ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிள் சொன்னேன். காந்தியன் தாட் பேப்பரே வந்து ஹி இஸ் காப்பிங் ஃப்ரம் த இன்டர்நெட். ஓகே, அப்போ என்ன மீனிங்னா ஹி இஸ் நாட் ரெடி டு ஸ்டடி, ஹி இஸ் நாட் ரெடி டு லிசன். நீங்க வந்து 25 years literally all the students are spending in the classrooms. ஒரு லைஃப் டைம்ல 1/3 part you are spending in the classrooms. அப்ப how much you need to அது எப்ப தூரம் எக்யூப் பண்ணணும். Okay, that is the ignorance I'm telling you. Okay.